So back in 2018, I had my own candle business. And that was a part of the arches in my design business. And I was hustling candles out of my truck, basically. And at the time, candles was a thing. Candles made money for me. I knew how to do them really well. And once I got so busy in real estate and working with the company I used to work for, I totally neglected the stuff that one I love doing and then one that made me money. Well, now coming into entrepreneurship, I am been struggling to figure out what to put in these bags, what to give to these people at my launch party that I'm having. And the Lord keeps saying, use what you have, use what you have, use what you have. I'm like, what do you mean by use what I have? I don't understand what that means. Anyway, so the Lord had me pull out all of my candle supplies, and I will be making my custom candles for my launch party. So stay tuned on that whole process. So when the Lord said that your gift will make room for you, this is what he meant too. So I say this to you as well. If you have something that you've been sitting on, you haven't done in a long time, pull it back out, because clearly it's there for a reason. Y'all are watching me firsthand. One, not only launch out into my real estate business independently and boldly now full-time entrepreneur, but you're also watching me revamp my candle business and a part of my design business as well. Back in 2018, 2019, I started this tier of the business because when it came to design, my whole branding was based off of the look, the feel, and the smell of a space. And I love how things smell. So candles was a part of how I can influence spaces on top of everything else. So let's get into the process of candle making. So what you've seen me do so far in the video, I've gotten the wax that I've had stored in a cool, dry place, separated it into the measurements that I need because I'm making around 30 candles for my guests. And then now I'm actually boiling in this homemade candle wax melting pot that my uncle made for me. Shout out to my uncle, because these pots can be very expensive online. But just to let you know, the wax that I use is natural, it's eco-friendly, and it's a soy candle. So it does not have any chemicals, it does not have any toxins. And what I'm doing right now is just melting the wax down to prepare to add the fragrance oils in there. There's a method to this madness, and it's all about chemistry. So here I am about to teach you about how I did it. So I've currently already used the spigot, and I'm pouring the last little bit here. And the pot, I know it's like a teeny bit, but this is the part that won't come out the spigot, which you never want to waste any wax at all. Because one, this eco style wax that I use is very expensive, so I try not to waste it. So I try to get every little bit out of the thing that I can. Make sure all your things are off. Do that. I'm waiting for a certain temperature, because one thing about candles that I learned after making them for so many years, like y'all, I even have a recipe of how many ounces to the candle jar, to the size, to the quantity that it will make. I've got it down to the science, even down to the temperature. Because some people think that, you know, once you put a hot wax in, you could just pour the oil in and just pour it in a jar. No, you can't pour in oils in when it's too hot, because the oil will not bind to the wax. And you ever buy a candle and like it doesn't smell like anything? The reason why is because it's probably being manufactured in a factory, and they're probably just making them fast. Hot oil and water, and wax together, and not really waiting for the chemistry part of how it works. So you got to let it cool for a little bit. Then I add my oil. Once I let my oil, then I let it bind for a little bit, cool a little more, and then I can pour. Now that you've heard me talk about the process, the chemistry into making candles, it just shows you that I'm very serious about my craft, because it really bothers me that when I buy candles and I expect it to smell really good, and when you light the wick, it doesn't smell like anything. So I take my time to make sure that what I'm providing to my clients, they like it, they enjoy it, and they also come back as future customers. So here I am finishing up. I just poured it all in the candles. And as you can see, I know my stuff because I measure my wax and oils to the T. And I got 30 4-ounce candles already prepared for my event this weekend. And I'm excited to go ahead and center the wicks and get everything prepared so that they can dry. Typically, I would have made these candles probably about a week or two out before actually preparing them for the weekend, but I had to use what I had and I had to get on it very fast. So here I am, labeled up. I decided to call this candle Dwell, and it's going to be Dwell, a place of restoration. And I feel like that is what the Lord is doing, not only in my personal real estate business, but he is also doing this in the part of my design business as well. And I want my clients to feel that when they burn these candles in their space.